Well, at least, when you think about it this way, this is the latest in the week that we've ever shot.
Yes.
Because I released the videos on Wednesday night.
Yes.
And it is Wednesday night that we're filming. Normally we film almost an entire week in advance. So that fact makes it so. Hopefully the editing on this one turns out okay and isn't overly lazy. I've been pretty good at just adding those random little snippets in. I don't know if there's going to be many snippets.
So it'd be interesting because it will show as time goes on our true commitment to this project. Is if this becomes a consistent thing, we know that the commitment level to this project is not as high as it should be to make this.
Hey, my commitment level's high. Vacation unfortunately takes a higher commitment level over anything else.
So you should vacation during the week rather than on the weekend.
That would be the best way to go. And on that note, welcome to Pointless Ramblings. This week, we will ramble about redheads and their rights, I guess. Something along those lines. Redheads as a minority. That's it. Redheads as a minority. Now, in my household, redheads are not the minority. They are the majority.
Well, technically, it's not your household, but the household you grew up in.
That's true. My household is
there was the majority were redheads.
The fun thing that I realized this week, and I say fun, it's not really fun. It's kind of stupid, but I was like, you know what? 75% of my brothers are redheads, but for you, it's not quite that bad.
No.
Because for you, it's 50%.
I got a 50-50 split.
Have you ever thought about that before?
No,
I was like,
never thought about that.
When you bring in the whole family, it's a 71%.
Yeah, I'm not
to redhead to non-redheads.
But as much as our parents claim that they're redheads, I still have a hard time believing it.
Well, just because
all the pictures from them as children were black and white.
There is no actual evidence to say that they ever had red hair. I saw Mom's wedding picture. She had red hair in that. But I don't know if that's just the tone of the picture.
That's more of the grainy, terrible quality of the picture. Everything had a reddish tint to it.
That's true.
So,
well, in regards to redheads, right? Redheads make up only 2% of the world's population. So, to put that in simple terms, for every 100 people, 2 of them have red hair, which is a fact that I wrote down on my piece of paper.
It's interesting that we're talking about redheads in March, because my original thought was redheads, are a unique breed, species, subset of the population.
Based on my research, you're mutants. So
yes, well, I've seen the spawn of the devil, witches, warlocks, all kinds of stuff like that, which makes perfect sense and is completely realistic in every way. I have met many redheads in my life. I have met myself. And I would probably tend to agree with those things.
Well, again, in my research, in medieval times, they always made the devil have red hair because it's a link to evil and all sorts of other wonderful things. So I think making a redhead a minority would make the most sense, kind of, even though since they are potentially Satanistic, maybe it's not the ideal solution.
So what you're saying is because redheads, there's a high possibility that they are associated with the devil.
Yeah.
That giving them any extra benefits than they already have is probably the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might need to change the course of this video to see redheads don't deserve to
redheads deserve fewer things because they may be the spawn of the devil.
The funny thing is, and again in my research, because I actually did some research for this one, redheads cross all sorts of races. It's not like it's only white people have red hair. I mean, while I was living down in South America, I met a guy who was from Chile. His family was from Chile, and he had red hair. Yeah. It was kind of threw me off a little bit, but redheads is not associated with that. Instead, the redheads, again, in my research, is connected. Let me make sure I read this right. So it's, where is it at? Right here. That the gene MC1R on chromosome 16 is called the ginger gene, which can come across anywhere.
Thank you, Wikipedia, for providing this important information.
It wasn't Wikipedia this time.
You have not used proper internet research and
just wait till I get to some of my other stuff. It's not Wikipedia
but
either.
It's funny though that you went out and did did this research and you looked up these things, some of which I already knew. That they have to use extra anesthesia and stuff like that. All those things that are on Wikipedia and other very, high referenced websites that I'm not sure.
You mean like one of the places that I went that was cosmopolitan.com?
Yes.
High reference. Cosmopolitan.
So all of these ones that are really, when you go out and you're doing a research project, you think the first place to go is Wikipedia, always.
No, Cosmopolitan.
And then Cosmopolitan is second.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's funny, you have all this research. You've done all this research.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't really do much research. I figured life has been my research experiment.
Just being a redhead in general.
Just being a redhead in general.
Hey, would you tell Mom to stop calling us during our show? Yes. She has red hair, so she must be the devil.
Apparently?
Well, apparently has red hair. Yeah. Ignore the buzzing. It's
the bad thing is when you ask your mom a question and she has red hair, which makes her the spawn of the devil.
It's Satan.
You ask her a question and then you leave and go into a situation where you cannot answer your phone to get the answer to your question you're looking for. She'll continue to call.
Wait, was your question to her related to this topic?
No.
Oh, okay. That
wasn't
would
at
have made
all.
it pretty funny if it was.
But yeah, so years of experience has taught me that
nobody likes redheads.
True.
Oh, did you have something else to say?
No, that
was it.
Being a redhead is different.
Yeah. And it's not because of the other fact I found that says that redheads have less hair, but their hair's thicker. Is that what you mean by different?
Yes. That's exactly what. You get to some of these stereotypes. That one I don't think is actually a redheaded stereotype. I don't think
that's
ever been made fun of. Like, you have less hair, but it's thicker.
You have thicker hair as a redhead.
But, during the summer, lots of times it's the comment of, hey, did you put sunscreen on?
Yes,
like,
sir.
you know what? I'm an adult. And I can do what I want. And if I want to wear sunscreen, I can wear sunscreen. And if I don't, I will accept the consequences of me being a redhead, but also not burning as easily as the stereotypical redhead. Because stereotyping is what people do to redheads.
Yeah, they're all stereotypes. That's just how it goes. Bring along with stereotypes, right? So again, with my research, one thing that I decided to type into Google was protected classes. And I looked at all the different protected classes, of which genetic information is a protected class. But it didn't give any other details because I didn't want to click on anything else.
Well, I did the 23andMe test, which allowed none of the rest of my family to do
not a sponsor.
The 23andMe test because they realized, hey,
it's useless.
It's useless. We know where we came from.
Yeah.
And we all know basically we have the same general genetic information. But in that, it did specifically state that I had a higher likelihood than average to have red hair.
Yeah.
So using genetic information, it is stated I have genetic proof that I have red hair, and genetic differences apparently is protected.
My favorite part about that is the fact that I only considered doing that test after you got that result because I was very curious what would happen if I took that test. If it said I had a very high likelihood of having red hair.
And if I remember correctly, it didn't say a high likelihood, it said a higher than average.
Yes, it's higher than average.
Which is interesting.
Which is average because average is 2 in every 100.
Yes.
So that's 2%. Right?
So I have a 3% chance of having red hair, and I happen to have
I think it's 2.1%.
But because of that test, there is genetic evidence to support my claim to being a redhead. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have red hair.
Yeah. No.
But I have the genetic proof now.
Well, the good thing is, from what this topic changed to, is you're no longer going to be considered a minority as redhead, but as a spawn of Satan. Yeah.
So is that still considered a minority? Because you think about it,
there's not still that many spawns of Satan. Is that what you're saying?
Satan has only spawned somewhere around 2% of the population, which, statistically speaking, is a minority of a sample.
It is. It is.
Doesn't matter how you cut it. It's a minority group.
I want to get across some of my other fun facts that I found since we're running low on time. I got this from factretriever.com, so it's good. On there it had several facts.
Are you gonna read all several? Or
No. I just pulled some samples.
Okay.
The
'Cause we
last
like
one
to
I
sample
pulled was
things.
well, there were 35 of them, so I'm not going to read off 35.
So did you only take 2%?
No, I took more than 2%,
Okay.
unfortunately. But first one that I'm going to read is fact number 2 that said the ancient Greeks believed redheads turned into vampires after they died. So going along the lines of spawn of Satan, I think that's exactly.
This, I mean, there's potential we could test this.
Yeah, we could kill you.
That is one way to test this, but not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Well,
There have been redheads that have passed away.
Yeah.
We identify them and see if they're vampires.
probably a good choice.
I mean, other than that,
I can't think of another way.
can't think of another way to test that. There's no other ways to test that.
Okay, let's pull this one. Along the lines of spawns of Satan, back during the time where witches were a thing. If you had red hair, it was very often that you got accused of witchcraft and were burned. Which again, vampires, witches, all fall underneath that same general umbrella.
With the burning of witches, it amazes me sometimes that you look at some of these things, vampires, people killed witches, that there are even redheads that still exist today. Because there were a lot fewer back in like the medieval times and 17 and 18th century, hundreds and stuff like that, that I'm surprised that they weren't eradicated.
It is amazing that redheads are still around because they were beat up a little bit. Going back even further, the Egyptians just straight up buried redheads alive as sacrifices to the god that I didn't write down because I was too
An
lazy.
Egyptian god preferred redheads as sacrifices.
Yes, but alive ones, buried alive. Yes, that's what the random fact I said. And we'll end on this one, which is 2 new vocabulary words for you for the week, because everyone wants to learn new words, which is gingerphobia, which is the fear of redheads, which I think I have.
That's understandable. I saw your childhood.
Yeah, you were around. And don't forget gingerism, which is the bullying of redheads or a redhead prejudice.
I think I know about that one as well.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that.
So, although this took a different route than we expected, I think gingerheads.
Is that a new term? It's not redheads. It's not gingers. It's gingerheads. Popular person
during our recording today.
Oh no.
But I guess the end goal is gingers as a minority because they're a low percentage of Satan's spawn.
They're not a low percentage of Satan spawns. We represent all
Okay.
of the spawn of Satan, but we're a small percentage of the overall population.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it. I think that takes care of it. Tune in next week. I don't remember what we're doing, but
when we talk about leprechauns. Oh, we're not staying on the topic of redheads.